You know, sometimes I wonder if time isn't really a river, but more like a tide, one that just washes away whatever was there before. This isn't really a story about what's coming. It feels more like remembering something that's already slipped away, even if we didn't notice at the time. There was a moment when people woke up and gold just didn't matter anymore. Not because of some big political shift, but because what we valued changed overnight. In the end, they picked the only thing that really runs out: time. I guess this whole thing is a kind of warning, or maybe just a reflection. What do we do when the only thing we have to spend is our own time? I keep thinking about that choice. And honestly, sometimes the quiet that comes after says more than any answer ever could. You know, after the Great Recalibration, gold just stopped mattering. I remember walking past those old vaults, places that once held fortunes, and realizing it was all just piles of metal now. Useless. These days, it's all about remaining lifetime. RLT. That's what we trade. That's what keeps things moving. Every little thing, every decision, every deal, it's all counted in minutes, hours, days. Sometimes I catch myself checking my own timer, just out of habit. Like, if you want an apple, you're not handing over coins. You're literally giving away time. Your clock ticks down, theirs goes up. It's strange, honestly. All those old symbols of wealth? They're just, well, they're like relics now. Reminders of something we used to believe in. And the countdown, it never really stops. Sometimes I catch myself holding my breath, just listening to it. The whole world feels like it's waiting for something. So, there's this law of transference. It says your remaining lifetime is, well, yours. You can trade it, give it away, even sell it, apparently. The law seems straightforward. But then there are these exceptions: involuntary transference, societal debt, existential taxation. I wonder how often those come into play. The state takes its share, years, not coins. It makes me think, do the poor really just fade away while the rich keep going? Maybe the law is just a kind of machine, quietly erasing. In the end, I guess the balance always comes back to zero. Or does it? Sometimes it feels like the cities have turned into museums of silence. These wide boulevards, so empty now. Skyscrapers just standing there, dark. The architecture is still grand, but it doesn't feel alive anymore. I guess living in places like this just became too much. Like it cost us centuries of what we used to call life together. So people left. The cities are just hollow shells now. Most moved into smaller, more efficient places. It's quieter. Life feels compressed. The world somehow just shrank. Ambition? Well, it started to seem dangerous. Even dreaming felt risky, so most people just tried to conserve, to exist quietly, stretch things out as long as possible. Progress, I suppose, just stopped. Nature started to creep back in. Vines on the towers, grass in the plazas. But even that growth is slow, kind of weak. The world itself seems tired. The sun looks dimmer now. Colours are fading. Everything's just turning grey. It's like the world's energy is tied to us, and we're just spending ourselves away. Playgrounds sit empty, swings rust, slides gather dust. No children's voices. The young, and those with the most, stay hidden away. Maybe they're just too precious to risk. Even laughter feels too expensive for the open air. It's strange. The old seem to run things, but the young own the future. Stillness has taken the place of ambition. Sometimes the city feels like a mausoleum for dreams we lost along the way. The world is smaller now, quieter, maybe even fading. I wonder if the price of greatness was always going to be this kind of emptiness. For now, all that's left is to wait. The city sits empty. The silence, well, it's everywhere. You know, this part is mostly just sound, like a bunch of whispers, memories kind of falling apart. It's strange, almost haunting. If you sell a year of your life, you lose a year of your memories. That's how it works here. The libraries are packed, but nobody remembers how to read anymore. It's honestly a little heartbreaking. There's this guy trying to fix a water pump. He used to know how, but he traded away that memory so his daughter could get medicine. I can't help but feel for him. The market here doesn't just take your time. It eats away at who you are. It's like the world is getting emptier with every deal. The silence just keeps growing. I keep thinking about this one woman. She just wanted to remember her husband. Her memories were slipping away, bit by bit, because she needed them to survive. So she went looking for memories on the black market. People there sell memories, echoes, really, taken from folks who have nothing else left. She gave up 5 years of her life for just one memory. An injection, a quick transfer, and it was done. For a second she could see him again, a face that was almost right, a laugh that sounded close enough. But something was off. It felt empty, like she was borrowing someone else's happiness. Now she's haunted, not by her husband, but by a life that isn't really hers. Her dreams are crowded with strangers, with memories that don't fit. It's like she's become a tomb for someone else's joy. Her own past is gone, and now her present is filled with ghosts. She paid to remember, but all she got was a deeper kind of forgetting. I guess that's the real price of memory. You lose a piece of who you are. It's not just time they're selling out there. It's people's souls, in a way. And in the end, her story just ends quietly. Who truly designed this system? The fragment reveals the architects, idealists, not villains. I find myself wondering if they ever doubted themselves, even for a moment. They longed to solve inequality, to anchor value in time, the only thing we ever really own. There's something quietly moving in that hope. Their writings brim with a cold, unwavering optimism. Hoarding was impossible. You could only spend time or watch it slip quietly away. They believed this would create empathy, everyone's wealth visible, mortality exposed. I'm not sure I would have been so certain, but they made a quiet, fatal error. Existence isn't a resource, it's a context. By turning life into currency, they quietly stripped it of meaning. Life became a balance to be spent, not a journey to be lived. I can't help but feel the loss in that. They engineered a new kind of entropy, a system that quietly commodified the soul. The world itself began to unravel. Landscapes barren, physics fraying. Sometimes I wonder if they saw it coming. By trading time, they untethered reality from its anchor. They spent not just their lives, but the life of their world. The system consumed existence itself. It's hard not to feel a quiet ache for what was lost. The architects vanished into their own design. The archive records only the entropy they left behind. And I am left to wonder, was it worth the cost? You know, this last fragment, it's the one that feels the most broken. It's like catching a glimpse of the very end, but not quite understanding it. There's just one person left, standing on the edge of everything. The world around them is fading, just mist, nothing solid to hold on to. It's strange. There's nothing left. No cities, no trees, not even a horizon. Just emptiness. I guess this is what they called the Great Forgetting. It's almost finished now. The person, well, they're barely there anymore. Just a faint outline holding this smooth grey stone. I keep thinking about time. We always believed it belonged to us, didn't we? But maybe we were just borrowing it for a while. Maybe just being alive is a kind of debt, a loan from the universe itself. And maybe we pay it back by living, by making things, feeling things, loving, remembering. But when people started trading their lives like money, it's like they stopped paying the debt. They just let it go. Now the figure lifts the stone. It's been here for 1 billion years, untouched by time. It never spent a single second. I wonder, did we forget how to just exist? To find value in simply being here? In the end, everything that's left, every last moment, just passes into the stone. The universe gets repaid, the person disappears, and then it's just quiet. Somewhere the archive notes that it's over. There's nothing left to spend. All that remains is the stone and the silence. Maybe that's what zero really means. The transmission ends, only static remains. The story is over, but the silence is unsettling. The fragments offer no moral, only a record of choice and consequence. A civilization solved the problem of money, but created a greater terror. We, the archivists, are left with the echo. What is our currency? What do we trade? We spend time for wages, invest it in ideas, waste it on distractions. The resource is the same. The archive is a mirror, reflecting our own systems, our own dangers. They chose time. We chose gold, paper, numbers. What is the true value? What is the existential weight? The silence is the real message, an invitation to question what we value. What is the cost? Not in money, but in existence. The archive is silent. In the end, maybe it's the ticking clock in an empty room that reminds us our time is imperfect, but it's ours to spend, shared quietly and never truly measured.